Hey, welcome back to the channel. BIBSTER'S Repair Shop here. Definitely, the last video is not the last video of the year because we're filming another one. After I did that starter repair, I ended up driving a couple days. Everything was great. Starter was working great, and then my clutch stopped wanting to work. It wasn't disengaging like it should, which is there's two things how to check that. If it's your master cylinder, which is right there behind the brake master cylinder, if you pump it up a bunch and then it starts to work, then it's usually that. If it's leaking out, you just will pump it up like a brake and there's nothing there. I guess the slave cylinder can do that too, but usually if you pump it up a bunch, usually it's the master cylinder. So I thought, well, maybe, and I looked and looked like there was fluid all over the place, and if you see where the starter's at compared to where the slave cylinder is at, which is right at the end of this where the wrench is, I was like, well, maybe I bumped it and that line got loose or something when I was replacing that starter last week. Well, then I looked at it, and it's been replaced at some point, and it had it's a plastic housing, so it cracked the housing of the slave cylinder. So I don't know if it was from breaking off or if it got, when it was really cold a couple days ago, it was brittle and it was weak there, but now we're going to have to replace that. So it's, of course, lovely weather out today. It's New Year's Eve. So, again, perfect time. I got the heater on in the shop at least. But that VAC, if you guys saw the short I did, I put my spare tire on it, let it sit for a day. That did nothing. So then I ended up putting a 150-pound wheel weight on that same setup, and it hasn't moved. I'm just not sure about that thing. I think I'm gonna talk with the owner, and we either got to come up with a motor or something, because it is just, like, believe me, I want to do it, but it's a matter now of what's it going to take economically. But we'll go back in there, because I thought this would also be, the whole thing's moving. With it being New Year's Eve, we kind of do a year in review of all the things we did on the channel this year. I put a post up on the BIBSTER'S promotions on Facebook and on my own personal account about all the, it's like 778,000 minutes watched last year and 80,000 views. Just pretty awesome stats for my first year, really pushing it. So thank everybody that's been here along the way. Couldn't have done it without you guys. When I first started, when I first put videos out last November, there was like 30 subs on the channel. I think that was just because I had some racing stuff from back when I was doing that all the time, and a few other things, and that was really it, And to be where I'm at now, it's just pretty fun to see how that's grown, and thank everybody for doing that. We're gonna try and push some things next year and add some new fun things. I'm hoping to get a GoPro here or something for doing a few more action shots, a little bit better for when I'm on the tractor driving around. So that'll be neat. Might end up getting a new phone before summer hits. I don't know. I'm still running on an iPhone 8, and it's starting to get fixed. If you guys in any way tuned into that live stream I did a couple weeks ago, it died because it's just not happy. So that might be happening soon. I think Mrs. BIBSTER'S phone was acting goofy the other day. I was like, that's probably, we've had these phones for like 3 years now, 3 or 4 years. I don't remember exactly how long, but long enough that it's probably time. All right. Okay, so these Hondas have kind of a dumb, weird setup on the line. I'll bring the camera on. I'll show you what we got to do. Hopefully that works like that. It does. Get a little punch. I'll bring you around. So what you have to do, focus. I have to pitch that pin out, and then this line will come out, and then there's a new O-ring and a new pin that goes in new. But you see, this is a plastic housing. The new one is aluminum. So that should do better. Again, just little things that, car sits so long, you're gonna find quite a few little things that can go wrong with it. Nothing that bad. I was able to get home. I was obviously working on it here again. But you can see how loose that is. That might actually come out with that. Without that pin. So I'm gonna go ahead and do that probably off camera, just because. Get over here, you turd. It's going to be easier that way, so I'll pound that pin out and go from there. Okay. All right, we got the old one out, and actually it was already so cracked there that when I tried to get the pin out, it just broke out, which is fine. The line, I think, is going to be okay. But it's just got, so it's got a little seal in there, and then there's that pin. But like I said, this is a plastic one, so it was probably doomed to fail. So we'll just, with that, don't worry, I'll pick that up in a minute. But we'll get this one reattached. I'll try and get the camera so you can kind of see what I'm doing here. And we'll talk a little bit more about plans are for next year. All right, so we'll go ahead and get these pieces together. Of course, it's also drizzling out, which is better than what the weather's going to do tomorrow. It's supposed to get like snow again in 2022, I guess it'll be at that point. But we'll see how that goes. But anyway, so yeah, so obviously this will be the last video of the year because it's the last day of the year. So there's not really a way I can get a video out after this. But it really has been fun. You know, met a lot of really cool people this year through doing all this stuff. You know, got to go hang out with some people, got to do some cool things. You know, we went to Rantoul. That was probably the biggest video we did. Really enjoyed my time there. Already planning to go back next in 2023. I guess it'll be bigger than what we were this year, which is what you just got to do. You know, if you're not going forward, you're going backwards. You know, there's no standing still. But think about some project updates here. So I need to use a pair of pliers on that. Or I might wait till it's actually in position, because it might be easier when it's up against something. We'll start like, I think that'll work, because I think I can use a pair of pliers and I'll tighten that up. So let me go grab those right back. All right, I got the key start, or the pin started, and just lightly tapping it in. You don't want to go too forceful. It should just fit in there nicely. There it goes. You guys can actually see it going in there. Using the red-green trick here, any tool can be the right tool. Wow, I can't hit that to save my life. Got it. All right, so now we'll get that into position. And you can see on there, I don't know if you can see, maybe you can't, so I'll try to bring it closer here. You can see, I went ahead and pulled out the tripod. You can see there's these little plastic things in here. Don't cut those off. What that does is it allows, when you put it in there, so it won't push all the way out. So you can actually install it easier. And what'll happen is the first time you depress it, it'll break those. It'll snap those off. There's like a zip tie basically. And then it'll stay on the old one. They're still on there. So make sure to leave those on. And if for some reason you accidentally take them off, there is a trick to do with them, but it's not as fun. Or if you're having to pull this off to like pull a transmission or something, not put one back on, there are ways to get around it. But I'll go ahead and do that off camera, put these two bolts back in, then I'll go ahead and pop this bleeder, and we'll show you how we'll bleed these quick. I think I have enough brake fluid, hopefully. All right, we're back in the garage now. So I thought we would do a full wrap up of everything that happened in 2021 before 2022 starts, and kind of go over every project tractor, where we're at with them, so you guys can kind of all know. So I think I was looking back in the videos, and right at the beginning of last year, we were first working on the pulling farm-all, my farm-all, pulling the belt pulley off of that, pulling hydraulic pump down, putting some new sediment bowl on it, getting that thing ready for pulling season, we'll say. And that ran really well all summer long. Didn't really have too many issues with it, other than once I got it set up to pull, it was pretty much ready to get, pretty much good to go. Won a couple pulls with that. Plan next year is campaign that with the Eastern Iowa Antique Tractor Pullers, I think is what it's. Anyway, with the Eastern Iowa Club, Try and get up to Wisconsin once or twice, maybe hit some stuff in Illinois. Nothing too crazy with that, but, you know, trying to go to at least hopefully maybe 10, 15 poles with that over the summer, have some fun there. The next tractor I think I worked on in the garage last year was the Super 88. If you guys know that one, the last video we watched that, we pulled the radiator out. That radiator is still at the radiator shop. It's been 9 months now. I've looked at it, had to get completely record. It was junk. There were supply chain issues. A bunch of stuff's been going on with it. Last time I talked to my guy, he said it should be done pretty soon. That tractor is currently out at the farm, tucked away. So no matter what, it won't be till spring till you see that one back on the channel. And hopefully the plan there is get it back together, get it some brackets built on it, and if we get enough stuff done at the cabin next year, Dad will be campaigning that when we go pulling. We have to do some work on the trailer and stuff, but there's the update on the Super 88. Then let's go to one of the other tractors you've seen on the channel a bunch, mostly before Christmas last year, and then a little bit after was the 70, the 4870 with the aluminum hooded one. It's kind of the not as pretty looking one. You haven't actually seen the other one except for one really quick clip, but we'll get to that. That one's at the farm for the winter. It's got 15.5s on it still. Spring, I'm going to try and pull those 15.5s off. Maybe come up with a couple brackets so I could pull that one if I wanted to. But that one is just probably going to hand out the... On reality, I'll probably hand out the farm all next summer. Putzing around a little bit, but not really doing anything too crazy. Then after that, let's talk about Otis. Otis is that other tractor I bought that farm I was going to flip. Well, y'all know me. I love tractors. It's still around. It's also, like the other ones, out at the farm for the winter. With the new house, I couldn't have all my tractors near and dear to me, which made me sad. But that one is out there. We were going to sell that one. We still might sell that one. If you're interested in it, hit me up because I might sell it just because. But I also have kind of a secret saucy plan with that one. So plan on seeing probably some more of that on the channel. Keeping that one under wraps, kind of what my thinker idea is on that, but we'll find out. So then, okay. Oh, the other 70, the one you haven't seen much on the channel, you only saw a real clip of it running, and if I have the clip, I'll put it in, but I don't think I have the clip of it running anymore. I think I deleted it off my phone. Yeah, I did. But if not...
Go with me enough to get me rolling again.
I'll get you over this little hump. Here. But that one is going to hopefully get the tires put on it this year. I got 2 sets of 13.6s that I can put on it. One set I got to fix the rims on, so you'll see that. But that one will at least get a set of tires that'll make it run around. I got the carb rebuilt for it, did that one already last year. That one will get put together, trying to find some sheet metal for it. That must be a nice little tractor to have at the farm. Again, if the right person comes along, that one would move. But I like that one a lot too. So that's where that tractor's at. So I think we've done M80, 70, Otis. Yeah, that's all the tractors. That's all the tractors I have? Yeah. Okay. So we'll go on to other projects. Next year, so obviously the VAC is still here. It's still stuck. We have a Ford 8N we're going to go look at and do some work on probably next week, actually. I got to do a couple of ignition things to that. We'll bring you along for that. We have maybe another Ford. We talked to the guy last summer about it, and I've been really busy with moving and Glenn and all that stuff, so I haven't got back to that guy in a while, but we'll see about that. We'll have that on the channel. We have a ton of stuff to do on our other Olivers out at the farm. We'll be doing a clutch on a 770. We'll be doing a few other things out there. Hopefully, with all the snow we're going to get, we're going to have a video. First video of the year will be us screwing around with snow plowing out there. That'll be fun. But yeah, so that's kind of where all the tractors are at that I know that we're going to do with it. I'm trying to think of anything else. Big plans. Obviously, we're hoping to insulate the garage. I was hoping to do it this year, but didn't get it done. The kerosene heater actually is really good in here. It's been on for a couple hours. It's about 60. It's pretty nice in here right now. And but I think that's about it of what the plan for 2022 is. Like I said, my goal is to get a GoPro, so be able to put GoPro on all the shots so I can get even more footage. And hopefully, especially with Eastern Iowa, what the pulls that I'm at where I'm pulling, I'm hoping to get a lot more footage of those. I know I get a lot of the early stuff during the day when I get there. I'll get the lighter classes, but it's always trouble. It's always hard to get the classes. The other guys that are pulling against me, because if I'm not pulling, then I'm trying to put weights on the tractor. But hopefully this year I'll have somebody, if I can get Mrs. Bibster to be there with baby Glenn, she might be able to catch a little bit more footage and help me out kind of picking up those, because that's been really a real fun club to work with. But yeah, so look forward to that. The M is going to get, I got small little front tires for it. I got a brand new hitch for it. I'm designing a new hitch pulling eye pin that's going to work for it once I get after whenever we actually do have Christmas. But, because that's another long story for another time. Or never, it doesn't really matter. But yeah, so that's kind of where we're at. So the car is probably, I just checked it. It's pretty well bled out. Those systems bleed pretty easily. So we'll go for a quick test drive of the car, and we'll probably wrap things up there. And like I said, everybody, thanks for watching, for coming along in 2021. If you joined for the wrenching videos and you stayed for the polling videos, I appreciate you. If you started with the polling videos and you've liked the wrenching and the other things. Oh, I didn't talk about my personal video. So the truck, and you guys remember my red truck that we've done some work on, it's got some front end problems, and now the snow's flying. That is pretty much parked for the winter, because I don't ever, if the weather's bad enough that I need to have the four-wheel drive in the truck, I don't want to go anywhere. That's been my philosophy. So the truck is parked. I'll work on it once weather gets nice. I'll pull the front end apart. Got to do ball joints on that, and got to do some other stuff that I'll bring you along. Some of that stuff does well. Some of it, is what it is. But that's what new with the truck. And I might bring you along some other like house stuff that we're doing. Let me know what you want to see on the channel. I'm still working on, I apologize, I got a couple of viewers that have done some viewer question stuff, and with the holidays and everything, I haven't gotten to the precise answers for them, so I haven't put that out yet. And we're still working on some what's the deal with videos, so let me know what you're thinking about, what you want to see what's the deal with, and check that out. Also, if you like this hat I'm wearing, I'll try and put a link in the description for the guy that sells them. He just hooked me up with some new hats that are different Oliver logo, and he actually gave me another flag. He's the guy I've got my flags from, so if you want, he's got Oliver, he's got a Minneapolis Moline one, he's had a couple other ones that he's been working on. So it's Eric is his name. I'll try and link to one of the listings in the description, see if I can do that. If it's sold, just message him. I might put one of his older listings up. If it says those are all sold up, message the guy, tell him Bibster sent you. They're super cheap. They're like $20, I think, shipped to your house. They're a nice hat. Like I said, I wore this one all last year and still wearing it this year. And it's the only thing it's done is stretched out for my giant dome. But I got the white hat too for the white farm equipment, and I got another Oliver one. And so let me know, like you said, let him know that Bibster sent you, and we'll see you guys. Well, we'll go test drive the car quick. We'll see you in a minute. That didn't get any better. All right. Well, as you can see, we have clutch engagement, disengagement very nicely here. So I think we are good to go, which is awesome. The car's only down for a little bit. This car's been really, really good so far. I had a few little, like I said, we've had a few things that's needed here and there between that relay and the starter and the brakes when I got it. It's only some back tires, but other than that stuff, it's been a nice little car. And like I said, a lot of that is just literally when you buy a car that's been sitting for a long time, a lot of stuff is going to be, when you start driving it, putting, 300 miles on it a week, or whatever I put on the car, until, you're gonna see stuff like that come up pretty quick. So anyway, I'm gonna go on a quick little tool around the drive here, make sure everything's good to go, and we will see you in 2022. Thanks again, everybody, for coming along last year, and we'll see you guys next year. See you next year. Bye.